Hey there guys, today we're taking a look at Stranded Deep running on the AMD Ryzen 5 5500U. Now this game has been on the Game Pass for a little while now, and I decided to give a go at it since it is a relatively popular title. Now it's not a genre of game that I'm particularly a fan of, but I recognize the popularity of them. Now overall, the performance that I was getting out of this was not incredible, but the game did default to everything being in the medium preset. I was just kind of hoping that things would roll like that. Unfortunately, we're not really getting a very solid level of performance here. We're mostly looking at anywhere around a 20 to 25 FPS experience most of the time. It's certainly not awful, but for a game like this, you'd kind of want things to be a little bit better. Throughout most of your experience in the game, things are going to be consistent at least, but in general, your averages are going to be kind of all over the place. You're going to see fluctuations pretty much anytime anything new has to load in, and you're really just pushing the game at this point. Raising the TDP up to 25 watts does actually improve the experience by making it far closer to a 30 FPS average. Our 1% lows are still going to be dropping consistently below that 30 FPS threshold, but for the most part it will stick to that 30 FPS, and it does feel like an overall more consistent experience, though it isn't perfect due to frequent stutters, especially as new things start to load in. Now it wasn't until I dropped the resolution down to 900p and also used the performance preset on the AMD APU tuning utility that I was actually able to get a consistently above 30 FPS average gaming experience, with our 1% lows now sitting in a far more comfortable range, and our FPS average is very close to 60. It's not exactly at 60, but considering that we are getting such consistent FPS and frame times, there's very little that you can complain about here, and I think this is a worthwhile move. This is pretty much the most ideal way to actually play the game, and in general you're really going to find very little to complain about. I was really happy with the result here, and of course this game is on the Game Pass right now. And of course, if you're thinking about picking up a system with this specific chip, if you're just curious on how it performs, you can of course check out the link to this specific system down below, as well as other ones that I recommend from Amazon. And one thing to note is that getting yourself a 5500U might not be a bad move, because if you pay attention to AMD's newest line of budget processors, there are actually some performance regressions when it comes to the iGPUs available. But I'll be talking about that in another video, so if you're interested in hearing that, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.